Iron IRL. What's going on, everybody? If anybody could please, as I get to the chat and get hooked up to that, if you guys could, if anybody's out there, if you could just hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it, so I know everybody can hear and see me okay. That would be fantastic. Let me move this back just a smidge. And we will get started as soon as possible. As soon as we get everybody in here. Pat Z, what's going on? Good to see you. Ronald Coward, how are you? Good to see you. Get started here as soon as I get hooked up to the chat. I thought I was going to be a couple minutes later. The star of the show, the talent, my true talent co-host had to go outside real quick. What's going on, Val? Good to see you. Greg Hart, GH, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Just get hooked up here and we'll be ready to go. I don't know why it's being so hard to get to everything all of a sudden. The last couple times I've been doing this, I thought I had a lot of these bugs worked out, but evidently I do not. Well, I'll have to go out and refresh it. Let's see if we can try this once more. I do not want to watch my shorts or my videos. Let me just go back. I gotta go completely out. Sorry guys, just gonna take me like 30 seconds. I've screwed this up enough to at least know that I've screwed it up. Or it's screwed up. There we go. We might be in there now. Yeah, it's not wanting to go. It's not wanting to give it to me. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I'll play with it as we get started. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do Stuntman Mike Nacho Grande. And I got the idea for this by... Well, it is not wanting for me to have this stream. I cannot figure it out what is going on. I'm going to get completely out of it here on my monitor through everything. Go back to the beginning and go from there. So if I'm a little distracted as I explain it, I'm sorry. But yeah, there we go. I had to go all the way out to get to that. But anyway, as I try to get my train of thought back together, yeah. So what it was is the other night, Monday or Sunday night, I was watching a Quentin Tarantino movie called it's a double feature called Grindhouse. And hey, Radagast, what's going on? Good to see you. And there comes a scene in that movie where the protagonist in the movie, Stuntman Mike, has nachos. And I thought, man, that looks really, really good. And I haven't had nachos in forever, and I'm actually kind of rusty on how I make my nachos, but I think we can wing it good enough to get through this. So, Amber Arnold, hello, how are you? Good to see you. And if everybody, before I get started, if everybody could just hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm so close to 500 right now, I can almost taste it. So I'd appreciate anybody who subscribes. Then I don't have to say that every time we start out. So anyway, but yeah, what we're going to get started with is we have, let me see, make sure I have my recipe here in front of me. What we got, we're going to start with 1.5 pounds of ground beef, 80-20, which is the cornerstone to any hamburger recipe, especially taco meat. So we're going to do our taco meat. And the stars of the show tonight, I've got... in the oven, I'm going to be using that. It's going to be a Lodge night for you cast iron heads. This is going to be a total modern Lodge night. We're going to use the number 7 again. We're going to use the 5.2 Dutch oven, enameled, for the taco meat, and we're going to use a 1-quart Dutch oven and a 2-quart Dutch oven. All Lodge, all modern. So here we go. Hey Fuzz, what's going on, buddy? Cats wake you up? Good. Good to see you. And we're going to get started with that. I'm going to go ahead and throw I've got this heating up. I'm gonna heat that up to about 4 on the electric stove knob, the dial there, and get that going. And then we're gonna get started because I am ready to smash. I'm hungry tonight, actually. It's been a busy day. And Carter Bain, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. William Hurd, good to see you. A lot of regulars and some got some regulars showing up and some return folks. I'd like to see that. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that over to here, and I'm gonna do everything in the pot as far as that goes. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna bring you guys over this way, and we'll get you right over top of as close as I can because my burner has to be in the, my big one has to be in the back. So anyway, we're gonna start with just a little bit of olive oil, or avocado oil for this one. And then we're gonna throw in our 1.5 pounds of 80/20. Ooh yeah, that sizzle's already going. I love to see that, love to hear that. It's one of my favorite sounds ever. But anyway, going back to the movie, because the logging in was screwing me up. Stuntman Mike was the protagonist of part of the double feature to Grindhouse, and that was you had Planet Terror, and then you had Death Proof, and Stuntman Mike was the protagonist in Death Proof, and Death Proof was one of the best car chase movies. If you've never seen Death Proof, it's not one of Quentin Tarantino's most popular movies, but it's one of my favorites, and I love watching them back to back with Planet Terror and then Grindhouse, Death Proof. And I generally watch them in that order because I have the DVD, so I do that. And that's what we kind of do in the garage. Out in the garage we don't have cable. We just have a Roku and we have DVD. So out there everything's on kind of a rotation. Let's see who else we got in here. Larry Fitzgerald, what's going on? Or Larry Perkins, I'm sorry. Larry Perkins, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. But yeah, if everybody could smash on that like button, I'd really appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna get that going. And we're gonna go ahead, I'll run through what the seasonings are because I've already got those already weighed and measured. But yeah, when I was watching that movie the other night, I'm telling you what, those nachos looked fantastic. Like they looked completely fantastic. And it came up huge. Now I'm going to do these. I'm going to do mine in a cast iron skillet. I'm going to serve mine up in the skillet. So I'm not going to do a platter, but officially that's what it was called in the movie. But I just don't think making an entire platter of nachos grande is what I need. And it's just going to go to waste if I do that entire thing. So I'm going to run off. I have my recipe right here, my taco meat recipe. This one is, I worked on this for so long, and it is absolutely fantastic. But we've got 5 teaspoons of paprika in it. We've got 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, a teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of chili powder. I'm using dark on mine, dark chili powder. A half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, half teaspoon of cream of tartar, a half a diced white onion. And if you don't have white onion, just use a teaspoon of onion powder. That'll be just fine. And chives if you have it. And we're gonna drop a little bit of lime juice in there as well. Cynthia Wesley, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, she's not in there. Oh, Cynthia's not in there. I'm sorry. Rick Stumble, what's going on? Let's see here. So we're just going to drop those in there. And my chives are dehydrated. We're going to drop that in. And we're going to put that over top of the meat. And then I'm going to do 1.5 cups of water in there. Room temperature if you got it. Because it just killed the sizzle. 1 and down to 1/2. 1.5 cups of water. There we go. Oh, and did I say that I have, yeah, I said 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 1 cream of tartar. The cream of tartar I put in there because that'll actually tenderize the meat. And the cornstarch, of course, just to thicken up the taco meat up themselves. Let's see. Bob's in here. Bob the Builder, what's going on, buddy? Listening. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Hey, man. Oh man, I just lost it. Let me see if I can find it again on the other monitor. Oh, sorry, Bob. I didn't. But I'm glad you're listening. That's great. That's awesome. So, okay, so we got our water in there. We're going to give that a big stir. I'm going to set my recipe off to the side, and we're going to start letting that get ready to go. Now, like a lot of things I make, and I say this all the time, this is better made ahead, but for the folks who haven't seen me make taco meat before, that's why I'm doing it this way. So, I'm just going to crush that stuff up and get that stuff going. And I've got that, like I said, I've got this on just a little lower than medium. I got it on 4 on an electric stove. So you adjust for your stove. And I do put this in there just like that. You can drain it, or you can drain it if you want, or do it this way too. It doesn't really matter. A lot of times I do this with 95% as well, but for the sake of deliciousness tonight, I'm not going to do that. There's usually, by the time I cook it off, there's not a lot of grease left on that anyway. There we go. There we go. It's looking pretty good already. And I'm going to, I have dried oregano, but I have so much fresh oregano that I'm going to actually go grab. I've got some over here in the colander that I just picked about an hour ago, and I'm going to throw that in there. Just throw that in there real quick. Handsome Stone, what's going on, buddy? And I'm going to throw, usually I use about a teaspoon of oregano in there, but I'm just going to take a few of these, just take the fresh stuff right off there and toss that in there. Without it, I'm not even going to chop it up. We're just going to throw it in there, because when I do once the nachos come out and they're done, that's going to look really pretty in there. So there we go. It's already heating up in my kitchen. I might turn my central air up just a little bit, since I can't have the fan on right now. Usually my fan, if I'm awake, my fans are on. But the only one running right now is the one in the family room and in the back rooms. The ones out here aren't. So like I said, about a teaspoon of oregano, but I've got all this fresh, so we're just going to use a couple stems of this. Val, what's going on? Oh no, not Modern Lodge. Oh gosh. I know, right? But I was going to break out Excalibur, the 9x13 casserole dish for this, but I thought, man, that's a lot of nachos. That's just way too many nachos. So we'll get that back going. Then I'm going to make some pico. I'm going to make some like refrigerate. I'm going to call this refrigerator pico de gallo, because I'm just going by what's in my refrigerator and not so much by a pico de gallo recipe. So we're going to let that marinate in there for a little while. Might even actually throw a little bit. I think I'm going to throw just a little bit more oregano in there. Just a little bit. Looks like it could use some more of that. Just pop that in there. This already smells so good. And it's been such a busy day. I had the only thing I've had so far today has been iced tea. That's been that was my breakfast, lunch, and my snack. I've had iced tea. And I'm gonna treat myself here in a minute. I'm gonna cut up a lemon and throw some lemon in there. So there we go. I think that looks good. Put you guys right over top of that and let you check it out. There you go. It's gonna simmer up real nice. It's gonna have a really good color when it's done. And like I've said, for folks that have never seen me make this before, it's sort of the Taco Bell kind of consistency as far as that goes, without the weird, like, wet paper consistency of, it's going to be like the thickness of a Taco Bell, but it's going to have, it's not going to have the consistency of wet paper like Taco Bell does. There we go. And slide on back. There we are. And I'll put the lid on that and let that start ripping in there and cut and cooking down. There we go. There we go. All right. Man, that smells good. If that burger was done, I'd start sticking chips in it right now just to try it out. Which is what I need to do. I need to do that a lot more. I need to start testing stuff as I cook it on here, because I noticed, like, when I did the live stream on Sunday and I did the sausage gravy, that gravy was really, really good, and that's almost exactly what I do to it every time. But it just could have used like about a 1/2 to 3/4 cup more milk. It was a little too thick and a little too salty for me. I should have tasted it. Some dishes I've made for so long that I just make them anymore. I don't really have a recipe for it. And the taco meat, the only reason I use the recipe for the taco meat a lot of times is so that I don't forget something, because there is a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, Justine, I'm glad you could make it. Maybe your other half, Koopa Chew, might stop in here and say hello. Yeah, but yeah, that's so I'm gonna taste. I vowed that I'm gonna taste things just a little bit more than I have in the past. Let's see here. Break out the cut and get it over to the cut. Oh, and I wanted to put in just a little bit of somewhat fresh garlic, minced garlic anyway. We'll just say minced garlic. And we'll put that and let that kind of, I'm gonna leave the top of it off so it kind of thickens up just a little bit and I can see how it's going in there. Let's see. Let me drop your link into our Discord. Okay. Lake Hickory Guy, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Robin Samuel, hey. Bro, best quote of your life. Well, what was that? Oh, man. Let's see. Telling her honey was live. Not sure. I emailed her. Are we still talking about, is Cynthia Wesley still MIA? She's busy in the summer. That's all right. She's a busy, busy lady. So, yeah. And I'm going to turn that down just a smidge. I'm going to put that down to a lower simmer than that. It doesn't need a bubble. It just needs to kind of simmer down. Kind of like Cynthia Wesley. Sometimes you gotta have her simmer down. An attack of the, we have an attack of the bots. Huh? I haven't seen any bots. I always look forward to the bots and the trolls and the other folks that their parents didn't love them. I love when they're here. Some people find it annoying. I find it amusing. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Mercy B, what's up? Have you ever had a thought that if water is clear, fish think they're flying? No, I've never had that thought. I've never really paid much attention to fish other than they're delicious. No, is this the bot you're talking about? I don't know if it's a bot. I think it's just a troll with some really deep life questions, and maybe about come on, rule you follow in your life. One rule you follow in your life. I have no idea I miss. Sometimes these scroll up there. No, I ain't. No, you maybe just did a couple bong hits and you're trying to just being a little philosophical. That's all. Let's see. There we go. All right, so let's bring you guys over here. I'm gonna get the pico de gallo together and get you over the cutting board without going over the stand and go from there. Let's see. No, I ain't bot. No bot. Not you. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, that's one thing. A lot of times in other like live stream audiences, my audience will I don't really, a lot of times if I don't see you guys, they take care of it. And I know when Ming's here, she just reports everybody. So that's that's her fun. She just flat out reports people and gets them like too completely kicked off. So I don't have that. I don't have the timeout that some trolls are after. They just want you to notice them and time them out, and so they can get that little badge that they've been timed out from so many different live streams. But I don't have that. I just kick you right off. I don't have all that stuff. It's not. What if cat spelled dog? I have a fish thing, a fish quote that I do kind of live by, but I don't know if I can say it on here, and I don't know if anybody would appreciate me saying it on here, but it's the reason I don't drink water, per se, unless it's been highly filtered and usually heated up first. Let's see. I'm the bot. You're the bot, Justine. I know better. I've seen you sort of in real life. I've seen your stream. So let's see. What kind of wood is your cutting board? My cutting board is black walnut and I believe maple. And that was something that my uncle made for me. He's a wood turner. My uncle out in Colorado Springs. He made that for me and my knife block years and years ago. White Mountain Girl, what's going on? There's my future ex-wife. Good to see you. Glad you could be. Yeah, Ming's not, and Ming's not here. She might be watching, but she's not here today. She won't be back till sometime next week. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start cutting up for the pico. I'm getting like way distracted here. Way distracted. And so distracted I don't even know where my knife is. So there's that. So we'll start out with, I'm gonna get some gloves on because I do not want onion smell. Even though my mom graced me with a really fun gift. She got me one of those, what do you call them? The stainless steel things that look like a bar of soap that gets the onion off your hands. She dropped one of those off. Yeah, future ex-wife. Yeah, I don't think we're into commitment. Always then you have felt awkward peeling fruit because you're undressing them. Man, somebody's hitting it. Somebody's in a legal state, man. Somebody's in a state where it's legal. Oh, onion eraser. Yeah, it's an onion eraser. That's what it's called. That's a great word. It doesn't even say on the package. It didn't say what it was. It just was in the package. Weird. It was a weird thing. But anyway, I do need to cut some lemon because that tea, I need to give myself a little something, put some flavor in that iced tea. I made sun tea today, and I didn't put anything in. I didn't put any sugar in it or anything else. It just had sun tea. So that's what it is. Just a regular old Don Meredith sponsored tea. That was it. There we go. Got some lemon in there. Pop a little of that juice in there too. Needs something. There we go. That's exactly what that needed. All right, let me set these lemons off to the side. We're gonna start by getting our onion taken down. Val, brace yourself. Zoe, how are you? Good to see you. Jake Brunson, cutting board. I didn't know that existed. I was cutting food on my foot the whole time. Man, that's your feet probably look terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna dice these up a little bit. Let's see. Dice down. Kind of looking for it. I haven't had pico de gallo in a while either. But it's not going to be anything fancy. Just onions, tomatoes, a little bit of cilantro. I do have some coriander seeds because I grow cilantro. Some of the cilantro that I grow, I just grow it to just for the seed. So I have the coriander when I'm done. So the coriander's starting to dry out, and I let it dry like completely on the plant before I don't really do a whole heck of a lot I'll pull the cilantro off and I'll just let it sit there and kind of not water it maybe once or twice, once a week, but I want it to dry out, and then I don't put it in the dehydrator. I just sort of set it off to the side. I ate enchiladas today. It was so delicious. I love enchiladas. And coming up, we are going to do, here, when Ming comes back home, we are going to do white enchiladas. She has her own recipe for white enchiladas, and she made them, it would have been 2 weeks ago Monday, or a week ago Monday, I'm sorry. And they were so good. They were so good. She made 5 big ones, and I ended up eating, I think I ate 4 of them over a couple days, because she made them on Monday, and then she left on Tuesday. She had 1 at dinner because they were enormous. In my 9x13 casserole pan, we could only fit 5 of them in there with the sauce. That was it. So they were that big. I sat and ate 2 at dinner time, and then I had 1 as a midnight snack, and then the rest I had. Then one I had after that next day for dinner. Some lime. You need to do a sourdough discard waffle on a few different waffle irons. I only have 1 waffle iron. I just have that Wapak waffle iron, and that is all I have. I don't have any other ones. I have no other ones. And I just got that back in February, I believe. Though I do have to get the handles repaired. They're functional, but I've got a crack in one of them, and it's kind of tricky to work with. So I have to be careful when I do it. But that would be a good one for breakfast. I've already got breakfast planned out for this Sunday, which is a total classic. And I'm surprised I've never made this one before, because it is one of my absolute favorite things to have on a Sunday morning breakfast. And I did pick up, I hope, everything I need for it today. I have to look at my recipe, but that's already accounted for this Sunday. But yeah, discard waffles would be good. I have a lot, man. I have a ton of discard. I have so much. I have so much sourdough starter that I'm gonna have to dehydrate about half of it and get rid of it. And then I ended up putting it in the refrigerator because it was going. I haven't been eating. It's summertime, so I haven't been eating a lot of bread. And anything I've needed bread for has been kind of like sub buns and stuff like that, which I could make out of sourdough, I'm sure. But I'm really trying to get good at the sourdough stuff, and it's definitely there's a learning curve there to it. Let's see. Get rid of this. That's probably about enough tomato, I think. I feel like I'm missing something else, but I don't think I'm going to put a whole lot of. Justin G? Why the gloves? Just because I'm handling meat, and I'm going back between onion and the stuff that I'm drinking out of and all that other stuff. Just kind of a habit I've had since like forever. If I was making a pulled pork, if I was smoking a brisket and I had on those black gloves, nobody would ask me. They wouldn't even think about it. But since I have these cheap blue ones on, because my stuff from Amazon hasn't gotten here either. I ordered a baking rack and coffee and some other stuff, and the only thing I've gotten so far this week is Amazon. It must be because of the Prime days or whatever, the free shipping days or whatever it is. But Amazon is like way behind. I've been waiting on my gloves and some other stuff, my baking rack since Monday, and it keeps getting moved back. But yeah, I get that question sometimes about the gloves, and it's funny because like I said, if I was doing a brisket or smoking ribs or something and I had black gloves on, nobody would even notice because it's like part of their uniform. Let's see here, that in there. I'm not going to go too much with that. I think that's just about enough. I feel like I'm missing something other than, I've got a lime here that I'm going to put in there. Have you been feeding, oh, let me see. Energy, it's just sanitation. Plus I'm doing like, this isn't, when I'm cooking for myself or like just my family, I don't generally wear a lot of the gloves unless I'm actually handling the meat, but I noticed when I first started doing these streams that that was one of the things that I didn't have time to wash my hands so much because I'm a hand washer. That is one thing I do tend to do quite a bit. Let's see here. This lime juice. I'll just cut off a couple of these. There we go. That's a good juicy lime. Kind of hard. It was almost hard to cut. Rinds are getting ripe. Some lime in there. And a little more lime in there. And what did I do with my salt shaker? There we go. I want to over lime. There we go. A little pico de gallo just to keep things honest. Throw that back in there. There we go. I'm gonna check the chat out. I might throw a little more cilantro in. It doesn't look like there's enough. It's like there's a lot of onion and not enough cilantro. Put the lime in the coconut. I'm thinking about making a coconut drink here. If there comes a lull in the stream, I'm thinking about a coconut drink with lime, and I have lime. I wanted to make limeade today. That was like my big project that I wanted to do when I first got up this morning, was do limeade with simple syrup. I don't know if you guys have ever made like homemade simple limeade with simple syrup, but that's banging. That's like one of my favorite things to drink in the summertime is homemade limeade and lemonade. But I do it with the simple syrup to instead of just straight sugar, and it's insane. But yeah, I've got some. I'm thinking that if there's a lull at all, I'm gonna make a lime and coconut drink at some point, but I'm not sure. I don't want to promise and then not deliver on that. But I do need salt. I definitely need some salt for this pico de gallo. There we go. That's a lot of onion. It's a lot of onion. I might just go a little bit more onion, or a little bit more tomato. I might be remembering right. Someone here likes to tinker with lanterns. Yeah, I don't remember that either. But we also talked about what's his name? Old man Speaks, who has a channel, and I don't know if he still does the channel or if he kind of abruptly stopped, and he was a pretty elderly fella, to put it mildly. So I don't know. I haven't looked at his channel in a while, but I'm subscribed to him and I haven't seen any notifications for it in some time. So, but he has a really good, and he does lantern repair. If you're looking, or identification of really, really old lanterns. I don't know much about lanterns other than they take oil and give off light. But he was pretty knowledgeable in that area, for sure. Let me just check. I got this out of the way as I just dropped a tomato. And I think I dropped an onion as well. I gotta get that before somebody, my furry little co-star, decides to come out here and start snooping around. But she just got fed. So before I started, because she heard me open. I opened that bag of chips before I started, and you know how dogs are when they hear anything. Thanks. That's what I do, honey. Oh, okay. You're the one, Ronald Coward, that does that? The old man has such a good collection of Dutch ovens. He really does. He has a really good collection of Dutch ovens. I've seen that episode of his Dutch ovens. He has all kinds. He has some really neat Wapak ones, and he has the interior correct lids that go along with it. So there we go. We've got our pico de gallo done. I'm cool with that. Other than the fact that it needs some salt. It definitely needs a little bit of salt in it. Wonder if he's okay. I didn't think about it. I didn't put a lot of thought into it until you guys brought it up. And yeah, I mean, I wonder if he is okay too. There's a little teeny pepper around here. And let me see. I had my Tabasco peppers are coming in. Finally, I've had 2 Tabasco peppers, and one I used in my omelet yesterday morning, but this is the size of my Tabasco peppers that have come in. So I think I'm going to throw that in there. Yeah, I don't know if he's okay or not, but yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That's my bounty out of my hot pepper so far this year. Yeah, it's a wee little pepper. It sure is. I had a little cumin and coriander. Yeah, Rick, I got some coriander seed right here, and I'm gonna throw that in there. Let's see, that drink sounds tasty. Yeah, I'm hoping to get to it if I can here in just a second. But I'm gonna toss that little pepper in there. My hands are wet. Oh, it didn't get on there all the way. Oh well. There we go. Just those little surprise while I'm not looking, because these are hot. These are unbelievably hot. Let's see, add a little cumin to that corn. Yeah, that's exactly what I've got it right behind me, and I just got it out of the I just got it off the plants just a little bit ago. Like, I went out and cut everything just like literally 7 o'clock. That's my coriander seed. That's what I mean by I just let it dry. I just let them dry right there on the plant, and then I throw them in there. And I'll tell you what's really good, if you guys have never done this, but the green coriander seeds. Oh my gosh, those are fantastic. Those are really, really good. I mean, that'll put some pop into stuff. I love putting those in omelets, and just on all kinds of stuff. Any kind of like tacos. I made tacos about a week ago, and I just put I added the green coriander as like a topping on there, and that's really, really good. But yeah, we'll just throw that in there, just a few, and then I'm gonna knock that around again just a second. My sweet peppers are doing well, but the hot peppers are doing nothing. Yeah, my hot peppers are my cayenne peppers are just now starting to do anything. And speaking of that, I want to throw into my taco meat. I want to throw at least one dehydrated cayenne pepper in there. See, I don't know if you guys can see that. What do you think? That's not bad. That's not bad for just some thrown together pico. I think that should be all right. Okay, so that's good. And then let me get one of my dehydrated cayenne peppers in there, and I'll throw that into the taco meat, because we're about ready to move on to the cheese sauce. Knock the top off. I just throw the whole thing in there, and that'll get ground up into it as we go. And those are from last year. Those cayenne peppers are from last year that I dehydrated. My peppers are not the greatest this year. I do what do they call the definition of insanity, where you do the same thing over and over again and you get the equally bad results. I did that with I get Bonnie plants every once in a while from just like Lowe's, and every year I get a Bonnie green pepper and it never does anything. It grows about 5. But I planted in containers. I put out mammoth green peppers, and those are growing. I did them straight from seed, and at the end of May, and they're about probably about 1.5 feet tall. One's about 1 foot tall. The other one is one's about 1 foot tall, and they're kicking ass. They're doing really good. But my Bonnie ones are just not doing anything. The only Bonnie one that I really have good luck with every year is I get the Bonnie brand Tabasco heirlooms, and those I'm gonna have so many this year. I wish I could take you guys out there and show you my Tabasco pepper plant, because I probably already got, and I just have one, and it's about 1 foot tall, and it probably has 50 Tabasco peppers on it that are just about ready to turn. And this year I'm really looking forward to, I'm actually going to make my own Tabasco sauce this year. That's one of my big goals. Let's see, bring you guys back over here and we'll check out the taco meat, and then I'm going to start throwing this, my cheese sauce together, which this is going to be, let's see, run some 220 bare wires around your starters. Are you being serious? My smallest furry neighbors ate all my starters. That's why I keep strawberries out there. I have one strawberry plant that I keep out in my garden, just so they go out there and they go out there and I just was out watering my pumpkins. My pumpkins are doing great. My watermelons aren't doing anything. I've got 3 watermelons on 2 watermelon plants that are about the size of a kumquat. And that's about it. Don't let the dog pee on it. My dog doesn't pee on my stuff. And I don't put any of that in my compost either. No seeds and no meat in my compost. Just skydive. Did you not see my $20 donation? I did not see your 20 donation. Since I don't have enough subscribers to get super chats, yeah, I'd say that is completely a falsehood. But you can subscribe and help me get to that 500. And then you can, once I get to 1,000, you can dono 20s all day long. Let's see. Yeah, so I caught that troll in a big fat lie. You, my friend, are a liar. So, there you go. Lost my internet. You lost your internet? Oh, I'm glad you found it. Where'd you put it, White Mountain Girl? Let's see, my birdhouse gourds are going crazy, but I have no gourds yet. Let's see. Killing my stomach. Let's see, because all these banana peppers are killing my stomach right now. Oh, Mercy B. Oh, you got banana peppers growing? I need to grow banana peppers. I love banana peppers. I really do. Taco meat's coming along great. So now that the meat is done, we can start throwing the cheese sauce, the cheese sauce together. And I'm going basic, Midwestern, classic cheese sauce today, for sure on this. So we're gonna take and open that up, which has been heating up nicely. And, oh, I almost forgot the beans. Let's see, Wicked Storm's White Mountain Girl looks yummy. Thank you, Greg Hart. Thank you so much. It smells great. I mean, it just is, I mean, it's just, oh man, is it smelling good or what? So we'll drop a little avocado oil in there. And it's already kind of shimmering. Might have to drop that down just a little bit. I don't want to scald the cheese. Scalded cheese, everybody hates scalded cheese. And I don't want that $20 liar to come back and make fun of my scalded cheese. You guys know how sensitive I am. I'm a sensitive lad. Let's see, a little avocado in there. So there's no sticking, no stick. We don't want the stick. Okay, and then I've got 8 ounces of everybody's favorite fake plastic cheese, Velveeta. Yummy. See, yeah, I'm gonna let that cool down just a smidgen. because I do not want that to burn. I don't want the sizzle for this. The sizzle will bring me down. Let's see, Radagast is talking about something. What did I miss? You missed pico de gallo, me cutting some lemons for ice for some sun tea, and me scalding this cheese. So you should be about caught up. Are you a cook for a paying customer? Yeah, White Mountain Girl, she is a cook for a bed and breakfast. And among other things, she does privates. She's a chef. Like one of them there fancy chefs. She just doesn't wear the white coat and scream at everybody, which is probably appreciated by a lot of people. Let's see. Yeah, she's a real chef. She's the real deal. I'll let her talk. I don't need to. She's a big girl. I don't need to speak for her. But we'll throw about a quarter cup of this cold milk in there. Bring the temp down on that. And I just came back from the dairy. Love the dairy. Got my milk for the week. So I stopped at the dairy today. It was nice. Always like they. So we'll just throw about a quarter cup of milk into that and keep that moving around. And hopefully not drop my glass container. Will you fight for it? I already have. I'm like 6-0 defending defending White Mountain Girl. I'm 6-0 so far, which is like way better than I am anywhere else. I think I'm like 10-20 a lifetime. maybe 10, maybe 20 plus. Better bring your cats, Buzz. Yeah, you might want to bring some cats with you. That's funny. Let's see, so there we go. We're gonna throw that in there. Yeah, and this is the staple. This is when somebody was talking the other day that was, I think they were from Scotland, talking about a staple of what our known dishes are. And this Velveeta cheese whiz sauce for like nachos and stuff like that is like classic. That is classic Ohio right there. Usually like any what's the word I'm looking for? Any like potluck dinner, there's always this with like a combination of sausage and ground beef in it with some rotel, and boy, and it's the first with the scoops. And I'm telling you right now, that is the first thing to go. There's like that and the homemade mac and cheese. Those things, if you take that to a Midwestern, especially Ohio potluck, that stuff, you got a clean container when you leave it. I guarantee you that. Let's see. Oh, I love me some rotel. Yeah, man, rotel's great. It's phenomenal. I love it. I do too. I love rotel. It's fantastic. Okay, and then we're gonna take and we're gonna throw. Speaking of the obligatory meat, we're just gonna drop a little bit of the hamburger, the taco meat into there. Some of that. Drop that in there. And I'm gonna find something better to stir that with because I don't want to keep going back and forth. I guess it doesn't matter, but I'm just finicky. I'm a finicky boy. And then we'll throw a little bit of that pico in there. A little bit of that in there. And that, my friends, is going to be our sauce. And if you don't have that kind of stuff laying around, the other thing you can do... Oop, I got to get my hands are greasy. Hands are greasy. Yeah. And just a splash of salsa in there. Just a splash. And your cheese whiz sauce is done, and you are at the hit of the Ohio State Buckeye, the Ohio State Buckeye Fall Classic potluck dinner without even thinking about it. You're the grand marshal of that, the MC. Let's see. They inject Rotel here into the South. They do. It's popular there. I think Rotel's like popular everywhere. I don't know of any place that doesn't love some good Rotel. With good reason, man. It's all in there. Let's see here. Get that cheese. Get this cheese sauce going. And I am going to start some beans here in a minute too, as we get everything going. The only thing that I don't like about dairy milk that I get is the fact that it separates. The fat content in it is so high that and that it doesn't, like if you were to make like cold foam for your coffee, not happening. That's not going to happen. And it tends to separate a little bit. So if this separates a little bit, I'll have to add a little bit of water. I'll add a little bit of water to it, and that cures the separation. But yeah, milk, dairy. I mean, this stuff is like. The milk I got was in the cow on Monday. It was marinating in the cow for sure. Okay. And I'm gonna kick my oven on and take off my oven mitt, and we're gonna get that heated up because we're kind of we're about to steal third base on this. So can we see, you guys see everything okay? I'm sorry, I got you guys off on an angle. Somebody needs to yell at me when I do that. It's okay. Let's see. You gotta keep them separated. Yeah, it's in this separate. It's not a good thing. But so far so good. And if it's too thick, I'll just add a little bit more of that moo juice that we were talking about. But I think so far that we're on the right track. But I think it's looking pretty. I mean, it's looking like cheese sauce to me. And once we throw the Monterey Jack onto the nachos and all that stuff, this is going to be pretty good. So then over here, I'm going to turn this down, or I'm going to be in the same situation with this once we do the beans. Austrians are much underrated. Too much fun. Yeah, they're okay. They were kind of like frat boy punk. I always thought they were kind of. I still do. Not used to, but I'm still a big Henry Rollins fan. Black Flag, Dead Kennedys, bands like that, and of course the Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols that's the platform right there. The Ramones are okay. I always like the Ramones in small. I like the Ramones in small doses. Okay, so that taco meat's coming along. That's coming along great. So that's looking pretty good. I think is that in the comments section? Is that in the comments? But that's where we're at with that. The cheese sauce. I might just add just a little bit more milk in a minute, but I'm going to give it a second to see if it's actually going to thin down or if that's really where I want to keep it. And I could taste it. I could just follow my own advice at the beginning of the Talking Heads. I love the Talking Heads. I think they're going to come back and do like one more tour of like, because I really didn't realize how old, you know, when you grow up in that era, when you're a little kid and during the Talking Heads era, you don't realize like, those guys were like, when I was like 10, 12 years old, these guys are like 35. So, you know, they're kind of getting up there. Let's see, water going underground. Let's see, meat cleavers, trying to put an edge on. Let's see, must be the place. Naive Melody. Yeah, but they were great, and like I said, I'd read somewhere I think about a month ago that they're gonna do one last tour. But I've noticed that this year, more than usual, a lot of people that are like kind of the classic rock bands and things like that, they like start out and they're not finishing. You know what I mean? Like it's not, they're starting out with something, and then they're like, yeah, sorry, we got to cancel. Steve Miller just canceled. Steve Miller just canceled the other day because of the heat. Of all things, I can't believe that. Like he just canceled. He canceled. I mean, I don't know how old Steve Miller is, but he's got to be up there. I saw him with the Grateful Dead. He opened for the Grateful Dead, I think, in like, it would have been the early like 92, 93. And that was classic. They were doing classic rock then. So I'm not sure how old Steve Miller is, but I mean, maybe canceling because of the heat might be a good thing. Yeah, I've never done that. I've never done the strop like sharpen. I have a hone, but I've never done it sharpened with a leather stroke ever. Or as we call them here, straps. Let's see. Lid back on there. And let that go to, and then I'm just gonna do some beans, and then we're gonna be ready to get down with the get down. Let's see. St. Mary Fuzz. I live the bomb. Yeah, you're hard. You're dead to the core, darling. That's for sure. Dead for me is like in my top 5. I've seen him a bunch of times, but yeah, I've seen the Dead probably more than about any other band I've seen. And the other band that I saw a lot, which is really bizarre, not bizarre because I really liked them back in the day, speaking of like semi-folky punk rock, was the Violent Femmes. I've seen the Violent Femmes, I bet 20 times, and they were always like, because they were always the opening band for somebody else that I was there to see, like every single time. So I've seen the Violent Femmes. I have like probably all the albums from the Violent Femmes. They were one of the reasons that I went, but ooh, that's hot. Cool that down just a smidgen. Get that going down there. Take the temp off that before I drop the rest of the stuff in there. There we go. I'm gonna open that up, put the can of beans in there after I just misplaced my can of beans. Luckily I have more sitting there. I literally did that. I literally just misplaced a can of beans. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to open this up and put these in. And we're going to get serious here pretty quick. We're at third base now, which is great because I am hungry. I'm going to have to move stuff off that spot so I can serve my stuff up, but other than that, and yeah, I am going canned refried beans. I don't know, I don't know how to make, I don't think I would even know how to begin to make a refried bean. Like homemade, I wouldn't have any idea. It would be completely out of my realm. But yeah, and I do add water to these because that makes them real thin. Thins them out. That's what restaurants do. A lot of people think they just are real creamy and nice like that. They just add water. At the Mexican restaurants, to add a little bit more water to that. So about another quarter cup water into there. Refried beans are easy. Are they really? I've never tried to make them. You fry them. I mean, yeah, that's Shanna says, what's that? Refried beans. Canned. Canned refried beans. You know, the good stuff. Because this is such a, I'm such a class act. You know, you're getting nothing but homemade around this place. That's for sure. Move some of this stuff out of my way as I go through here. Off. Just have to let me off camera a second so I can do what I'm doing. And I gotta get a drink. I gotta get a drink. So it's hot in here. I just turned my air down, and it is still boiling in this place. Let's see. Let's grab the shark and go from here. There we go. Get these stirring up. We'll turn that cheese down too to a simmer. Because I'm going to assemble this. I'm going to assemble it all into a cast iron skillet. And then we're going to bake that up for like 10 minutes. And then we're going to add the sour cream and some green onion to it. And we're going to call it done. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's a little easy. It's so much easier to work with when it's got that little bit of water in there. Just that little quarter cup. There we go. Oh, yeah. Love that sound. Let's see. Read what he said. What you drinking? What am I drinking? I'm drinking sun tea. Yeah. I'm doing dry July right now, so there's like no alcohol for me this month. Although last Sunday I did break one day and had a few beers on Sunday. But other than that, I've ever since June 30th, I've not had, that's all the alcohol I've had. And it's no particular reason. Every July I just kind of do that. Try to take off a little bit of weight, get ready to go into the winter time and all that. And just kind of give my body a little rest. Kind of eat right, do a little fasting. And yeah, it's just something I do. It's not like something I saw on Joe Rogan or anything like that. It's just something I've done for years. Let's see. You never drink often. Yeah, I'm not. It depends, you know. I go through stage where I go through like things where I'll, you know, depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing, that has a lot to do with it if I'm drinking or not. But July is just sort of, I don't know. I've been doing the dry July for years. I should probably do a hashtag. Make it a thing. It started here. Okay. So that's going pretty good. We'll let that heat up and then I'll stir that a little bit more. We'll let the fat get going into that and throw the lid back on so I don't lose all that moisture. Just thin into the beans. Oh, you know what? Val, you reminded me. Yeah, it's bikini season. You know, when I'm down at the pool, Greg Hart, and I'm rocking my Speedo, I don't want, you know, I need everybody to, I don't want anybody, I do have some jalapenos that I wanted to put in there. I do have sort of a Rotel I do have a can of Rotel in there, but I didn't break it out because I'm doing the, because I've got all this pico de gallo to use. But yeah, when I'm down at the pool, I like to rock it in my Speedo, man. You gotta look good. Gotta have my tan going. You know. Gotta have all that together. Give all the moms down there something. They have to give all the moms at the pool something to check out. And I did want to throw a little bit of, I want to throw some of that pico into here too. I was going to add some onion, but since I've got so much pico over there, then I'm not going to use it. Is it purple? Yes, it is. It's a tea bag. It's a purple tea bag. How'd you know? Have you seen me in that before? I think you have. You must have. Let's see. A little bit of that into there. There we go. Not much. Let's see. Grape smuggler. Banana. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You guys got to figure it out. You've probably you guys have obviously heard the rumors. And there is no such thing around me as a rumor, because it's all true. All 100% accurate. There we go. That looks a lot better. See, if you got that at a Mexican restaurant and it was all nice and thin like that, you'd be like, oh wow, they must have cooked that all day. No, they just added water to it. That's all. Let's put some water in there. There we go. Hang that up there. All right. That there, and drop the lid on, and we should be in good shape. Let's see. Use Formax microfine honing compound. Oh, to sharpen? I'm going. Oh, Zoe, you out of here? Okay. See ya. Good. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. See you later, Zoe. Thanks for showing up, sweetie. Appreciate it. It's always a good time when you're here. Let's see. All of us know that Badger is a tease. Yeah. If that's the rumor, then that's most likely true too. Okay. So, Handsome Stone, I was a former grape smuggler. Gave it up for the ladies for shaving. That's funny. Tortillas? No, not tortillas. We're gonna do nachos, Jim. Cheese, maybe? Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. We'll get you caught up, buddy. Don't worry about it. We'll get you caught up. Yeah, Val. Thank you so much. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. The like button has been definitely lacking here. The last couple shows, last couple streams. Shouldn't call it a show. It's not really a show. Let's see, we'll give our taco meat a little chance to get checked out. Move my camera a smidgen. One of these days, I'm gonna fire the camera guy too. Eventually. There we go. That's thickening up. That's ready for the lid. That's cooked down as far as I want it to cook down to. I don't want it to be too watery. 27 somewhere. I use brown corrugated cardboard as a stroke, and there are fine abrasives in the paper. You can even use a brown paper bag for polish. No kidding. That's kind of cool. Let's see. We'll throw the lid on that. We're gonna check the cheese whiz and make sure the cheese sauce, I should say. Let's keep it classy. Let's keep it classy, guys. We'll say the cheese sauce, even though it's just basically it should come in a can with a spray. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking really good right there. That's what we want. Okay. So I am ready to take the temperature down on that even more on the front burner, because that's where I need it to be. And then we're going to start throwing this together. I think we're where we need. Oh, I need to chop up some green onion. I knew I shouldn't have moved that out of the way yet. So we'll get this ready to go. Get our green onion done. And I'm not going to try and put my gloves back on because it's too damn hot. The gloves aren't even coming in enough. I'll just use that thing. So there's the onions from the garden. Still have the roots on them even. We'll get those chopped up here real fast. I have two, and if you can't tell, I have two different. The bulbed one is one that came from my neighbor. He had like a dozen extra. He had a dozen extra onions that wouldn't fit in his garden, so he brought them over for me. And then these are the ones I grew that I'm growing out there. And I've gotten about a dozen, about a half dozen of these that have come up. These bulbed ones are just about done. This was one of the last ones that I had. So get that one out of there. That's brown. And so yeah, I've got two totally different onions growing in there. There we go. Because those are going to be for not just to throw in, but they're going to be on the top when we're all done. So we'll just toss those back there and let those hang out in the back. There we are. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I think, and then we'll cut up just a little bit more of this cilantro. What else is in here? Oh, tomatoes. And another tomato. And just a little bit more of the cilantro. And the cilantro that I have left over, I'm going to dry that. I just made a shelf space out in my in my garage I'm gonna hang dry my stuff this year in the garage. So that should be a little different to do for me. There we go. Waste not, want not. I don't know who said that. Was that Benjamin Franklin maybe? And just dice these up, give them a rough chop. I'll be glad. I almost feel like I'm cheating on my tomatoes by buying tomatoes, because I have so many that are getting ready. Like within the next 2 weeks, my tomatoes are going to be coming in like gangbusters. And my Cherokee purples that were not doing that great have decided that they wanted to get into the game. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've never had much luck with Cherokee purples, though I plant them almost every year. And I always think, kind of like those silly Bonnie peppers, that this is going to be the year, and then it never is. There we go. Strip this off. We're going to leave these whole. I'm not going to cut those down, because that's going to be our top. Throw that away. Strip that. Always go the opposite direction to get easy stripping going on. Always got to go easy. Fudge like this. You always got to go the opposite way to do to strip properly. Strip things down properly. It works 70% of the time. It works 100% of the time. There we go. And there we go. That's our stuff for there. I could have used a bigger bowl, but whatever. There we go. I might add a little bit more of some of these jalapenos to the. There we go. There's that. Now we're done with this thing. And the Beagle's out here. Beagle, what are you doing? Try not to get in the way. I don't have anything for you yet. Let's see, Kennedy, Jakira, good tomatoes like schizophrenic. Yeah, that and all the caffeine. There we go. Those were a little, usually I cut them like side slice them, but they were really ripe. That one was really super ripe, so it was just smushing on me. So I got it. I tried to get it that way. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Okay, I need a trivet to put this stuff on, because we're going to get that going. And I am gonna throw a trivet here, as to not burn that when I bring my pan out. I'm gonna throw just a smidge. I'm gonna throw a little bit of that jalapeno into the cheese sauce. Just about a teaspoon of that. If I didn't already. I might have already, but I can't remember. So a little extra can't hurt, right? There we go. Cheese sauce looks good. But we're gonna need to use that pretty quick or it's gonna get sticky. Oh, and it tastes good. I did taste it. Yeah, where is that furry little monster? We'll bring her out. She's out here roaming around. She's trying to find a spot in the house that's cool. Cause she's burning up. It's hot in here. I got my air set on 74, but not being able to have any of these fans on and then not having the overhead fan over the stove running, it's stifling in here. GoPro on Biggs? Yeah, I should. She needs a GoPro. She needs a GoPro and a sedative. I made her vet appointment. She's up for her yearly appointment. Plus, she's getting a snip. And they said, "Is there anything that we're going to need to do before your dog gets here?" And I said, "Yeah, you're going to have to sedate the dog." And she laughed. The lady at the desk, the help desk, she was laughing about it. And I said, "You don't understand. Like, I'm totally serious. This dog is a crazy dog." Because I want to get her teeth checked. I want to get all this stuff done while they have her in there. So, Yeah, and she honestly, the lady didn't believe me. I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to sedate this dog. Let's see. I keep me on 69. Stay out of trouble, Fuzz. Fuzz, you out of here? Are you leaving? Oh my gosh, you guys are all, you taking off before the big reveal? Oh man, that's blasphemy. Let's see here, where it is. I keep leaving my oven mitt. Even though I have 50 oven mitts in here, I keep losing one I'm using before I'm bored. Gotcha, roger that. Okay. I don't know why I left that lid in there. I didn't need the lid today for anything. So we've got that heated up. There we go. Got our number 7 out. Trying to think, make sure there's no, speaking of fuzz, make sure there's no fuzzes in there. And drop just a smidge of olive oil in there. So you get stoned and think that the cutting board is a bowl. No, my bowls are all, they're all glass. So I never get them mixed up. See, I'm always thinking, William, it's 90%, what, humidity? Yeah, it's in here. I'm in here roasting too. The humidity's been crazy. And the people that I'm really sick of, and I've said this before, is the weather people. The weather people are just, this whole thing, a 45% chance of rain, has got me just about, like, there's conspiracies in this world, but 45% chance of rain should be illegal. That should be 100% illegal to say there's a 45% chance of rain. There we go. Some avocado oil in there. Now we're going to drop our chips. And one thing I've learned about making nachos is that don't skimp on the chips. If you're going to put chips in, make sure you get the thick ones. Don't get the cantina style, because you will regret it. You will regret it 100%. So the thicker the chip you can get, the better off you are. That is an absolute, if I can tell you guys anything, that is the thing that I will live by as far as nachos go. Let's see. I was talking about optical. That pattern creates makes me laugh sometimes. Yeah, I get that a lot with that thing. People love that thing. That's when I saw it. When my uncle was selling, my uncle used to sell, and this is Monterey Jack cheese. My uncle used to sell these cutting boards. In particular, that one was actually for sale on eBay. And I called him and I said, this is when he was still doing cutting boards, and said, hey, would you please make me one like that? And a week later, he said he just sent it to me. So I had one just like that. I had the one off eBay. I wish I still had the picture to it. So we got that. We're gonna take and we're gonna drop a little bit. This is what I've been saving the jalapeno for, was to throw a little bit of jalapeno in there on top of that. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and, well, I'll save that other little bit of cheese for the top. And get these in there. Move that around, move that around, move that around. I don't want too much of the, I don't want to just pour it in there. I don't want the liquid. I don't want anything making my chips soft. You got to keep the chips stiff. You know what I'm talking, you guys know what I'm talking about. Always got to keep, oh, I need that spoon. Because I want the garlic in there. Just a little bit of that minced garlic in there. Move that around. Move that just around just a little bit. The minced garlic, you know, that's optional. If you guys don't like minced garlic, I wouldn't hold that against you. It's not for everybody. Let me see. Once again, I've lost my mitt. And we're gonna go with some beans on top of there. Give that another stir. Turn these beans off because I don't need these anymore. Bring these over close. And then we're going to throw those on. There we go. I think this number 7's like working out really good. I'm happy with the number 7 being used for this. There's that. There's that. Then we're going to rock this cheese sauce. I'm going to put the cheese sauce on there. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're going to do the meat. Getting ahead of myself here. Turn the meat off. I don't need that anymore. What I do need is somewhere. I need to create a spot to put hot lids. That's one thing I need to do. Because in normal life, I just put them into the oven as I'm using them. So sorry, I got to bring this over to here. We'll move that over to here. And this is going to get heavy. My glove is slipping. Oh, I don't want to drop. I don't want to crack my. I don't want to crack anything. So we'll go back to that. We'll go back to that. There we go. That around on there. That around on here. And I'm going to eat this. I'm telling you guys right now, I am going to eat this entire thing. Throw that on there. And I am going to have to break out some more cheese because that's not enough. Did I do the cheese layer? I didn't do the cheese sauce layer. Do the cheese sauce layer. Or did I? Did I do the cheese? I can't remember if I did the cheese sauce layer or not. It'd be good with shredded chicken. Yes, it would. It would be good with shredded chicken. Where's my... I think I just messed that up. I did not do the cheese sauce layer. So I messed that up. Oh well. It's nachos. You can't really mess it up. It is nachos, so you can't mess it up too much. There we go. And the cheese sauce. There we go. That is a half a pound of Velveeta cheese sauce. I tell you right now, cardiologists around the country are, if anybody watches, there's no self-respecting cardiologist that actually watches me make anything. You gotta have loads of cheese. Yeah, you do. You gotta have loads of cheese. And a couple more chips on there. Just a few more chips. Just a couple. Just enough to cover the top. I'm gonna be so fat in the morning. There we go. Cover the top. Like yay. And then I'm gonna have to add more. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see if I have to add more cheese to the top of this or not. I think I am. I think for good measure, just because I'm probably gonna stroke out eating this to begin with. I might as well just grab a little bit more cheese to throw on top of it, just to make it look pretty. Half pound of Velveeta. It literally is, man. Cranky Cletus, it is a half pound. There's almost a half a pound of Velveeta on this, and I'm gonna eat a lot of these. Let's see. A little bit more cheese on the inside. There you go. That should be plenty. That's enough. That's enough for crying out loud. Gotta have the cheese sauce. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So we're good to go there. We've even got sticking out of the side. There's a cayenne pepper sitting right there on top. We'll throw just a little bit of crushed red on top of there. We don't want the crushed red pepper to think we forgot about it. Put the lid back on my cheese sauce that I'm done with. Man, I'm gonna have some dishes tonight. And then we're gonna pop this into the oven. There we go. That in at 350 for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And that should give me just about enough time to make a really delicious coconut drink. So we've got that. So just give me 1 second and we're gonna coconut drink now. Because this iced tea's gonna be pretty rad, but I don't think it's gonna cut it for later. All right, here we go. We're going all in. And we'll do a coconut cooler while we wait. Oh, we wait for that. There we go. Sorry, gotta get a cup for this. Get our cup, get some ice, and we are ready to go. Let's see. Let's delete it. Let's see. I don't know, they eloped. Who eloped? Isn't that going to make the nachos soggy? That's why you got to use really thick. That's why you got to use really thick nachos. So the nachos don't get soggy. There we go. There we go. And one more ice cube into there. There we go. All right. Here, Biggs, you get the ice cubes. You get those ice cubes. You're in charge of that. We're going to throw a little bit of coconut real on there, or coconut real. I'm going to go about 2 ounces of that. Coconut real. I think I used, no, I didn't use all the lime. I did not use that, but I need to go grab one more thing from the other fridge because I don't have it in here. All right, just give me 15 seconds. There we go. A little bit of Sprite. If you ever go to a place called Wings and Rings, they make this exact same thing. And they call it a coconut cooler. With a little bit of Sprite. There we go. I mean, it's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be that weird bubble. At least it is a Wings and Rings. It's like some prescription diabetes I got on right now. There's that. Yeah, see that okay? And let me rinse off. And we'll go. Just a slice of lime, a couple slices of lime. There we go. 2 slices of lime in there. The lime juice. The juice of the rest. And there we go. Everybody loves that. You make that, and every kid on the planet in your neighborhood will love you. Guaranteed. Let's see here. Let's eat. Yeah, we're about ready to. We got about 5 minutes. That didn't take long at all. Let's give that a little stirring. I need swizzle sticks. It's kind of a crime that I don't have swizzle sticks. I think of all people that would out there that would have a swizzle stick, it would be me, or like something with like the umbrella on it. I would have to be that guy. That is so good. That is ridiculously good. I can't even describe how good those are. Just too good. They're too good to be real. I have umbrellas. You have umbrellas? See, where you should have brought them over. Leaving me hanging. Let's see. I will have to try that drink. Mercy be, I am telling you what. Coconut Real is one of the worst things ever invented for you, but it is one of the most delicious things ever. Let me see. I have umbrellas. I have flavored straws. Flavored straws, really? Like the ones like you like drink milk through? Like the cookie straws? My kids used to get those when they were little. Like cookie straws, you know what I'm talking about? Like they had I think they were made out of cookies. And they would drink milk through them. It's not a still drink without the umbrella. It's not. It's not. And you know what? And I even went when we were doing Tiki Bar night. When I went to the liquor store and the grocery store, and both let me down. 100%. What did I say was in this drink? It is Sprite, and you can use. We didn't get Sprite Zero. I want to try Sprite Zero with it, and about 2 ounces of coconut real, and lime juice. That's it. That's all it is. And a lei. Yeah. White Mountain Girl, you're just totally. You probably have those too. You're so prepared. You're always prepared. Let's see. Let's check this out. Oh yeah, this is ready to go. So it only needed. I thought it would need 10 minutes. It only needed 7 minutes. So we're gonna smash. It's that time. It's that time. The dog is so done waiting. She's eating her dog food, and she does. And here we go. There we are, folks. There's that. We're gonna douse this with some pico de gallo. There we go. A little of that on top. A little of that on top, around the edges. This is where you need your cameras. This is good. This is going to be good. This is Stuntman Mike's Grande Nacho Platter. And I think they had to call it Grande Nachos because Taco Bell's like, what, Nacho Bell Grande or something? Nacho Grande. So there we go. And right there is probably about 3,000 calories of scrumptious. So good. I'm not even going to give it a chance to cool down. I'm just going right in. And my nachos are nice and crisp. That's good. Oh man. Yeah. Wow. That is, I almost forgot the little cilantro things I was going to put on top. With the, and the green, I always forget the scallions. I'm such a scoundrel, I always forget those. I always forget the scallions. There we go. That is where it's at. Ooh, got burnt. The edge of that, and it's still hot. No matter what you think it is still hot. There we go. Man, that's awesome. Stuntman Mike's Nacho Grande Platter. And a dollop of sour cream on top. There we go. There we go. Now it's official. That is official now. Yeah, if that doesn't, if you're watching at home and you haven't subscribed yet, that's a felony. That's definitely a felony. I don't even need a spoon to help out. Man, that's good. Mm-mm-mm. With a little bit of this drink. Tribal Chief, what's going on? Yeah, it is killing. It is killing, my friend. Oh my God, that's good. Stuntman Mike knew nachos. I was so glad. I am so glad now that I decided to make this. I don't know how many days that this is going to take me to eat this, but I'm all in. We might be watching me eat these on Sunday for breakfast. It might be like taco nacho breakfast burritos or something. This is going to be impossible to get in my mouth. Wow. That's just fantastic. Mango pasta. This is I did Stuntman Mike's Nacho Grande platter from the movie Death Proof, Quentin Tarantino movie. But there's no recipe in it. It's just how I make it. So if you want to see how I did it, just go back and watch the replay. I'll upload it here in about 10-15 minutes. And looks like 7-layer dip. Yeah. Thank you so much, White Mountain Girl. Coming from somebody who is an actual chef, that does mean a lot to me. When somebody who actually knows how to cook and does it for a living says that I cook. And the nachos aren't too. Some of them got a little soggy, but to get the effect, all over it, and there's still some crunchy. There's still some crunchy going on in there. Definitely. But some of them weren't that big. Like, when I open the bag, it's like, I hate when they put the bags in anymore because they try and get so many bags of them in one spot. They smash them all in there. So then you're just stuck with smashed chips. Wow. That's good. Yeah, mango pasta, they definitely make it. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's just there's so I can't find the nachos. There's so much stuff in here, White Mountain Girl. I can't find the nachos. Look at that. There's just so much stuff in here. There's one. There we go. Oh man. That is, I've got to throw a flag out there and say, this is just ridiculous. You guys, I've had nothing today. This is what I had. And yesterday I had 2 pork chops and a salad. That's what I had yesterday. So these are my cheat meals. So, wonder if you added guacamole, if it would be good. I have no idea, because guacamole never comes into my house. Avocados, avocados are okay. I'm just not big on them, so I never put them in anything. But I'm sure they'd be great. You should have came over, Fuzz. You're not that far away. Just get in your car. You could have left at 5 and been here. Yeah, I did. Thank you so much, Greg Hart. Let's get some Beak Scam. Beak's been waiting. She can't really have this with all the onions and the garlic, but she can definitely have some corn chips. So let's get her in there. Let's see, I had leftover rice with spaghetti sauce. That doesn't sound bad. Okay, let's get the Beagle in here. She's ready to do her thing. Back, Beagle. Back. All right, let's get you out here. There you go. You know the trick. You know the thing. You're already doing it. So she can have the corn chips. Yeah, Beagle. Yeah, the beaks. Here we go. There she is. Can you get another one? Oh, you still got a little corn chip down there? You've been waiting so patient. And you have actually been on the way. And you ate your dog food. There we go. One spin for a chip. Not bad, not bad. There you go, Rick. Yep, the beaks. Yeah, there she is. She's having her corn chips. I don't know. Is she in the shot? Can you guys see her? She gets closer as I do this. Oh, you're already sitting. Can you shake? Thank you. Very nice. Ballerina Biggs, yeah, you should see her dance. She does so good dancing. Like when the music on, she comes out and she'll get on her back legs and she just kind of saunters. She kind of goes through the room. She actually does kind of, I think she does know what she's doing. There you go. Here you go. Can you get it? You can walk out there. Come on. There you go. There you go. She's having a good time. She's like, oh, I gotta turn the oven off. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, getting your shot there, Star. You got in your shot. You sit again? Can you speak? What about speak? Speak. Arf. Arf. There you go. Good job. yeah. That's when you pull the curtain back. When you pull the curtain back, she's the one that does everything. Yeah, avocados are great. I've only had one guacamole that I've ever liked, and I think it's from like Chipotle. Like I honestly think it might have been from a Mexican restaurant in the town next door, but I just don't. I've tried to make it. Jack Russell? No, she's a rat terrier. Kind of, pretty close to a Jack Russell, but she's a rat terrier. I just call her the Beagle. Jeez. I don't know. It's fun. It's a long story. But anyway. Alright. So anyway, I'm going to let everybody jump out of here. I'm going to eat this before my chips actually do get soggy. Because, like I said, I have not had anything all day. And I got some major cleanup. This was a mess. So don't, Real Spill, JP, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and like. Come back. We do this every week and on every Thursday and every Sunday in the mornings for dinners or breakfast. So yeah, come on back. We'd love to have you. So anyway, yeah, but I'm gonna let everybody get out of here. Thanks so much for everybody that came. White Mountain Girl, it's always so great to see you. Real Spill, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. 11 o'clock on Sunday, we're having breakfast, all cast iron. Ronald Coward, Val, Pat Z, Bob the Builder, thank you so much for coming in. GH, thanks for stopping in. Ronald Coward, Handsome Stone, Larry Perkins, thanks for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys make it so much fun. It'd just be so boring if you guys didn't show up. Fuzz Fork 8 and Val, of course, and Radagast again. Thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with me on a Thursday night while I completely trash my kitchen, and I do it with cast iron and skillets, and that's what we do. So let me see. And coconut bra and straw. If you put on, I'll tell you what, I have frequent flyer miles. If you wear coconut bra and straw skirt, you might expect a visitor. Just saying. Lake Hickory guy, thank you so much. Thanks for coming back. And some other folks like Zoe, who was here tonight, thank you so much for showing up. And Sweet Justine, thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate that. Yeah, cast iron's the only way to go, Radagast, 100%. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys get out of here, and I'll see you Sunday. And if I see you before that, it'll be in the comment section. All right. See you.